Hey, good evening, and thank you all so much for coming out this afternoon. First, here at 5:45, we've got a public hearing to discuss ordinance number 2023-11, which is an ordinance authorizing amendments to a fee in lieu of ad valorem taxes agreement and an infrastructure credit agreement by and between Williamsburg County, South Carolina, and a company currently identified as Project Extract to include an expansion project under said agreements and extend the terms of certain infrastructure credits thereunder, approving a county economic development grant for Project Extract and a performance agreement governing the terms of such grant and addressing other matters related thereto. And so at this time, we'll be open for our public hearing, which will last until 6 p.m. for anyone that's here that may want to comment on this particular issue. Again, that's ordinance number 2023-11. Thank you.
I would like you to expound on this, to explain what the ordinance, what it covers, what it's addressing.
Sure. It's an economic development matter, so I'm going to allow the economic development director to address that.
Good evening, Mr. Supervisor and members of council, Williamsburg County citizens. Good evening. The current ordinance that we're doing this public hearing for, there's a company within Williamsburg County that is expanding, which means that it's growing. They will be investing more money and capital into their business in our county and then adding more jobs. Before we do the third, we always do 3 readings for the ordinances, which gives certain tax incentives to these companies. So there's an opportunity where at least 3 times we address these incentives and the offering of these incentives to the public, and then allow the public to ask questions or if they have a grievance or any concern to come before council and address those concerns or ask those questions. So tonight there is a particular, and when you use code names until everything's finalized, then at the final reading of the ordinance, we disclose the company's name.
What kind of business, can you tell us what kind of business they're expanding?
It's a manufacturing facility here in the county, yes, ma'am.
And how's that going to affect the homeowners for paying taxes?
Well, it won't affect the homeowners. These companies also pay taxes. The more companies that we have expanding and investing in our county, it adds to the tax base, which in theory lessens the burden on homeowners. Yes, ma'am.
Do you know the location? Can you discuss that?
No, ma'am. Yeah, that would reveal who they are. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Good questions. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Jobs. Are they bringing jobs?
Yes, ma'am. Benefits.
Hold 1 second.
Yep.
Got to make sure that they don't have you muted. Okay, I'm going to assume that they don't have you muted, so go ahead.
So the question was, is the company bringing jobs and jobs with benefits?
Thank
The answer to that question is yes. In order for these companies to qualify for these incentives, those full-time positions have to be, well, those positions have to be full-time positions that offer benefits. Yes, ma'am. You're welcome.
Very good. All right. Thank you all so much. Again, for those of you all who came out for the public hearing, thank you so much for being with us. And thank all of you all for joining in and being with us this afternoon for our regular scheduled county council meeting of Williamsburg County. At this time, I want to do something a little bit different tonight as it relates to the invocation. As many of us are aware, today is the anniversary of September 11th. Today, instead of doing an invocation, I would just like to have a moment of silence, if we could, for those folks who lost their lives that day and those who lost their lives later on as a result of September 11th. So if we could just bow our heads in a moment of silence, please. Okay. Thank you all so much. Thank you. At this time, we have the approval of the minutes of the last meeting, which was a public hearing and special called council meeting on August 15th, 2023. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes of the last meeting? I have a motion by Councilman Lee to accept the meeting, accept the minutes, of the meeting. Is there a second?
Second, Miller.
All right, we have a second by Councilman Miller. We ready for questions? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion has been carried. Thank you all so much. There is no first reading tonight. There is no ordinance for first reading. There is no ordinance for second reading tonight, and there is no ordinance for third reading tonight. So we don't have any ordinances that require any reading tonight. We do have an appearance, two appearances. First, we have Mr. Tyrone Frazier, who is the Director for the Office of Adult Education with the Williamsburg County School District, who will come before us and speak with us a little bit about National Adult Education and Family Literacy Week, which is this week, September 18th through September 22nd. Mr. Frazier, thank you so much for being with us this afternoon.
Thank you. Williamsburg County Supervisor, Mr. Kevin Washington, Williamsburg County Council members. Good evening.
Good evening.
I am Mr. Tyrone Frazier, the Director of Adult Education for Williamsburg County School District. It is indeed an honor and a pleasure for me to enlighten you tonight with some information about the mission, vision, and purpose of Adult Education and Family Literacy Week and its respective weeks. Sorry. The mission of adult education in South Carolina is to assist adults in becoming literate and obtaining the knowledge and skills necessary for employment and economic self-sufficiency, assist adults who are parents to obtain the educational skills necessary for them to become full-time partners in the educational development of their children, and assist adults in the completion of a secondary school education. The vision of adult education is for all South Carolina adults to have a high level of literacy that enables them to assess needed information, take independent action, express ideas and opinions, keep up with the changing world, and exercise rights and responsibilities as family members, workers, and community members. Once a year, usually the third week in September, the entire field of adult education collectively work together to raise adult education's visibility. National Adult Education and Family Literacy Week is all about showcasing the benefits of adult education locally, statewide, internationally, and raises public awarenesses about the need and the value for adult education and family literacy. The purpose of the week is to increase awareness of adult education and family literacy and promote financial and society support for access to basic education programs for adults with low literacy, numeracy, and the lack of digital skills. Advocates across the country use this opportunity to elevate adult education and family literacy nationwide with policymakers, the media, partners, and the community. Adult education partners use National Adult Education and Family Literacy Week to showcase, market, and bring attention to our local adult education programs. Tonight, I am asking for the county's support in the form of a proclamation designating September the 18th through 22nd, 2023 as National Adult Education and Family Literacy Week in Williamsburg County, where our motto is, "What are you waiting for? Imagine the greatness in you." Also, as a part of the 2023 National Adult Education Family Literacy Week, Williamsburg County Adult Education is inviting you to take a part in our Take a Look in My Shoes, a drop-in initiative on Thursday, 9/21, from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Our program is located at 417 School Street and King Street. You should have information in your packet on how to respond to observe and interact with our adult learners in action. So tonight, thank you for your support of adult education in Williamsburg County, and I thank you for your time and allowing me to speak.
Mr. Frazier, on behalf of the members of Williamsburg County Council, we certainly want to thank you and your cohorts over at the school district for everything that you do to promote education, not only for our children, but also for our adults
Yes, sir.
as well throughout this community. Do any of the other members of council have any comments or anything or questions that they have for Mr. Frazier? All right, with that being said, is there a motion to accept this proclamation to name this week National Adult Education and Family Literacy Week, the week of September 18th through the 22nd, 2023? Is there a motion?
So move.
I have a
Miller.
motion by Councilman Miller. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second by Councilman Wilson. Are we ready for questions? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your support, and we look forward to seeing you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, our next appearance is Ms. Cassandra Williams Rush, who is the owner and founder of the Rush African American Museum here in Williamsburg County. Ms. Rush, so good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Good evening. Supervisor Washington,
Yes, ma'am.
all the councilmen, Tammy, and your administrative assistants again? Summer.
yes,
I had one of those
yeah.
senior moments, forgive me.
Yeah, that's okay.
So Tammy and Summer also included.
She's in the back, but she'll be glad to hear you called her name.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'll be
I've
hearing
worked
about
with
that tomorrow.
Summer over the years, and she is just an extraordinary
Yes.
young lady. So I've been pleased with the assistance she's always provided, also along with you, Tammy. As he said, I am Cassandra Williams Rush, the founder of the C. Williams Rush Museum of African American Arts and Culture in King Street. I've been here since 2010, so currently I've been here 13 years. I feel as though no one can tell my history or my story the way that I can, my own story. This is about, and you have a letter in your packet, I understand, a copy of a letter that I received from the National Trust that they granted the Rush Museum a $3,000 grant to be supplemented by the county and the town, and this grant is to provide a historical tourism guide, African-American guide for Williamsburg County. In some instances, we see that Williamsburg County is 67% black, 64% black, and our population has made so many contributions, and there are so many historical sites here. So I've come to realize we probably can't do a brochure. We're probably going to have to do a booklet, because there are already 10 African-American historical markers in the county. One more is to be uncovered a Saturday in October, the McGill House. Tomlinson School especially, based on my research, Tomlinson was started in 1866, and I may have told you that before. Tomlinson was started in 1866, and my research indicates that it's the first, my time is up. Okay. Tomlinson is the first Negro public school in the state of South Carolina. Penn Center was started in 1862, but they were public. Wilson School in Florence was started in 1866, but they were private until they became public in 1868. So Tomlinson. So this brochure will cover all of that. We'll cover the monuments on the courthouse grounds. We'll recognize all of the 10 Rosenwald schools that were in Williamsburg County. We're certainly going to acknowledge and mention our 3 HBCU presidents that were born, reared, and educated here in Williamsburg County, and 4 more that have direct ties with Williamsburg County. We have a most unusual, rich history here that far surpasses anybody else, so this is an excellent opportunity for us to get the tour guide prepared. I had requested $5,000 from them. They only gave me 3, and they expected me to request and receive the other $5,000 from town council, county council, and other sources as well. So we're asking your moral support, your financial support in assisting us with this endeavor that will certainly continue to highlight Williamsburg County and our accomplishments. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rush.
One thing I
Yes,
forgot to
ma'am.
mention, I am the self-appointed volunteer African-American historian for Williamsburg County.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions for Ms. Rush or any comments?
I just want to thank you, Ms. Rush, for all that you're doing. You're really educating us, yes, and I appreciate everything. Thank you.
You invited to stop by the museum, too.
Yes.
And we just want to say, keep up the good work and keep educating us.
Yes, ma'am. Anyone else? All right. Thank you so much, and we'll look forward to talking with you soon. Okay. All right. We have a few matters that we need to discuss in executive session, but I wanted to, before we go into executive session, I did want to make mention that our finance director is here with us this afternoon, Miss Meredith Green, Miss Meredith Washington Green. Miss Green, wave your hand. All right, keeping our finances in order here in Williamsburg. Thank you so much for the great work that you do. All right. Is there a motion to go in to executive session?
So move.
I have a motion by Councilman Miller. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second by Councilwoman Hales. Are we ready for questions? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we'll be in executive session. All right, thank you all so much for your patience. We are back. Can I have a motion, please, to come out of executive session? I have a motion by Councilman Lee to come out of executive session. Is there a second? We have a second by Councilwoman Hales. We ready for questions? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion has been carried. There was no business handled. Well, there was business discussed, but no decisions made in executive session. Okay. All right. County Supervisor's report. I only have one thing that I do want to report. I do want to thank the men and women here in Williamsburg County who assisted in helping us to extend the hours of our recycling sites. We do have new hours. Those new hours are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. on those days. We'll be closed on Wednesdays for maintenance and then open on Saturdays from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock. When the time changes later on this year, we will make another adjustment in the evening time to close a little bit earlier. But other than that, that will be the only adjustment that we will make. And we certainly want to take this opportunity to thank the employees for their work, but I also want to thank these the men and women of the council as well for their hard work and their support as it related to that issue to make sure that we're able to provide that service to our residents. All right, is there any other business by any of the members of council that you all would like to address?
Yes, Mr. Supervisor
Yes, ma'am.
and Council, I need to announce that I have appointed Ms. Bernicia Hunter, a retired educator, to the library board.
Okay.
She's been on it in the past, and I'm appointing her to represent District 7.
All right, sounds good.
And also, I don't know whether it's in the packet or not, but the Catholic Charities of South Carolina are coming back to King Street tomorrow. They are the one that brings the fruit and the vegetables to the county rec. And they're coming back tomorrow in a town hall style meeting. And that's tomorrow at 6 o'clock p.m. The Catholic Charities. And their motto is they want to build a stronger King Street together. They want to do something more besides vegetables and fruits. So they're coming back, and if anybody's interested in having your voice heard about potential services that they may bring to King Street, they are more than welcome to come. And they're going to have the bishop of the Charleston Diocese of Catholics. So that's tomorrow, September 12th at 6 p.m.
Very good. Thank you so much, Councilwoman Hales. Is there anyone else? Anything else for the good of the county? All right. Well, listen, thank you all again. Our next meeting will be next Tuesday evening. That is the 19th. Is that right? September 19th, next Tuesday evening, September the 19th at 6 p.m. All right. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
I have a motion to adjourn by Councilman Wilson. Is there a second?
Second, Miller.
Second by Councilman Miller. We're ready for questions. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. Thank you all so much. Have a blessed evening.